Hey, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the Dice Tower. So.
Hi, I'm Eric Summerer, and here's what's coming from the Dice Tower this week.
Hey folks, it's Tom Vasel here with the news for August 12th, 2013. I'm trying so hard not to jump up and down in anticipation here. This is one of the most exciting weeks of the year because this week we are going to Gen Con. And so we're going to start right off talking a little bit about Gen Con. Gen Con is the largest convention in America about board and card games, and there's just almost every major publisher goes there. Z Garcia and I did a 5-video series on Gen Con and all the different games, so you can see those. But also, there's two exciting things. First of all, when we go to Gen Con, we're going to be departing tomorrow, Z and I, and we're going to do a lot of recording with videos, so hopefully you'll see a lot of that footage over the next several weeks of the new games. But while we're there, follow our Twitter feed at thedicetower.com or follow us on Facebook. And either one of those spots you can follow. We're going to be tweeting and posting pictures of all the new games and prototypes and things that we see, so that while we're there, and if you're not able to make it there, you will be able to see the cool stuff that we find and get to check out. That's one of the exciting things. The other exciting thing is a contest, a big contest, and that starts right now. Well, actually, it will start when we get to the musings section of this video. But for now, let's get to the news. This may be the slowest news week I've had all year, probably because so many things will be announced next week. Just a few games came out on Kickstarter. Legends of the American Frontier from GameSloot looks really interesting, if for nothing else, and Richard Launius has designed it, but it has this storytelling aspect to it, something that looks interesting. Havoc and Hijinks, where you are the dragons. Although I don't know what it is. When I look at this game, it gives me a really strong My Little Pony vibe. And Defenders of the Realm Minions. You want some more cool minions for your game? There you go. Finally, in our news, Z-Man has announced F2Z Digital Media. This is a new digital media company. It's not actually part of Z-Man Games. It's been started by them. It's a separate company that will be producing electronic games for the iPad and all that other stuff. Coincidentally, their first game they've announced will be Pandemic. So, of course, a lot of people have been wanting to see Pandemic in a digital media. Very popular cooperative game. So, there you have it. The news of the week, you will have to excuse me, some extremely blatant self-promotion here, and I wish I could be sorry, but I'm not that. Nothing personal. Nothing personal is now in the market. All the Kickstarter copies have been sent out to people, so excited about that. Not so excited about some of the rules questions, that the rules weren't as clear as they should have been, but I've been posting a FAQ online about that, so hopefully you can do that. But hopefully people enjoy playing it, and if you don't enjoy playing it, and if you hate the game, I certainly want to hear about that too. I'm kind of hoping someone throws it off a roof or in a garbage can or such, because, well, I deserve that. But I do hope that some of you get a kick out of playing it. They'll be selling it at Gen Con this week, and after that, probably available on the GameSloot website. And if you're at Gen Con, you can play a mini game with this. Basically, in the Nothing Personal game, there is lots of different designers and other personalities that are the gangsters. At Gen Con, I think I can safely say there is at least 20 of those people there. If you can find them all and have them sign their card, you will have a very unique, interesting set. Well, anyway, so that's the news. Nothing personal. Not a lot of reviews this week because of Gen Con, but these are already done and ready to go. So this week for me, you'll be seeing a older review of Star Wars The Queen's Gambit, as well as some of the new small games from AEG, Agent Hunter, 2-player espionage deduction game, Maximum Throwdown, where you throw cards, and Card of the Dead, a light zombie game. And then we have The Little Prince and Corporate America, two very different games. This one's about set collection. Corporate America is a satirical economic game. And then I think there's 6 other reviews from my other guys coming out this week, so we're not leaving you with nothing. In the Dice Tower Network this week, Not Just Another Gaming Podcast, number 33, talks about Star Wars new role-playing game, Infection, and they also talk about House Rules. a bad idea almost always. Lootology number 62 talks about going digital. They talk with John from Campfire Creations and talk about taking a game and what are as from a game design standpoint, how difficult is it to go digital with that game. Little Metal Dog number 63 talks with the folks who've made a new video game web series called Bored with Life, and they also talk to the designers of Fleet. Plaid Hat number 101 talks about Gen Con and the promises that they make when they show up there. Right. D6 Generation number 130 talks about the Accursed RPG, and they also talk about professionalism in gaming. What's it like to be a gaming professional? And then the Long View talks with Oliver Kiley, the designer of Hegemonic, about his upcoming game from Minion Games. And then us here at the Dice Tower, we have a podcast coming out this week where we talk about our top 10 abstract strategy games. Did chess make the list? Did it make the People's Choice list? Should we even be talking about it? Is it an abstract game? Well, all that and more, plus our Dice Tower audio contest. Take a listen. And it's time to take a look at another shelf and why I keep the games that I do on it. This one is an easy shelf to talk about. First of all, Duel of Ages 2. Very much like that game. Both these boxes are jam full of stuff. Really fantastic game. On The Underground is an unusual game that I like a lot. I like playing with 2 or 3 people about moving a guy around on the subways, trying to get him from one place to the other. Some pretty cool mechanics in this older game. Then Battlestar Galactica, I don't think I really need to explain that one. This is one of the expansion boxes, but so far everything has fit into one box. Star Trek Catan is an easy one. I like Catan a lot, and you've seen already that I have all of it. But if I'm going to teach someone Catan, like a basic version, this is it. It has some special abilities, but it's not hard, and it's Star Trek. Descent, love it. So far, everything fits into these 3 boxes. I'm not sure the next expansion will fit. This one has all the miniatures. One of these has all the tiles, and then the other one has everything else. Dominator, if you just watched our top 10 Euro games, you'll notice that this was my number 10 on the list. I think it's a neat, underrated game. Really cool. And then Ticket to Ride. Now, the third box is down here. It's hard to see, but I have everything for Ticket to Ride in 3 boxes. All my maps, all my trains, all my tickets. I don't know if that was the wisest thing to do, but it let me keep everything in, one of these is a heavy box that has a lot of maps in it. Another one has the trains, and I don't need to keep, 10 sets of trains. I only need to keep, I keep 7 because I want one of every color. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm still wondering if I made a good choice there, but I don't wonder if I made a good choice keeping the game because Ticket to Ride is awesome. Hey folks, now this is really important. This isn't amusing on. This is better than that. This is bigger than that. This is a contest. This is where you can win free stuff. What we're doing is we're having a Dice Tower Network-wide contest. There are 10 different podcasts participating, including, of course, the Dice Tower, Secret Cabal, Lootology, Rolling Dice and Taking Names, Party Gamecast, On Board Games, Not Just Another Gaming Podcast, The Cardboard Jungle. And you can go to these podcasts, and each of these podcasts will have a different contest. And the winner of each of these contests will win a $50 gift certificate from Cool Stuff Incorporated, which is, of course, they sponsor our show. They are great. They have tons of board games. $50 will easily get you a great board game. And since there's 10 different podcasts involved, you can enter all 10 contests and really have a chance to win 10 different times. It's pretty good. And when you get a chance to listen to the podcast and such. Now, one of these shows that you can listen to is our show here, the Dice Tower Video. This is different than the Dice Tower Audio show. So if you listen to that one, also you have 2 chances to win. Now, one of the cool things before I go farther is this. After all 10 of these podcasts have their winner, we'll take them and mix them all up around in a bowl, basically, and then one of those 10 winners, instead of getting a $50 gift certificate, will actually get a $100 gift certificate. And another one, instead of getting a $50 certificate, we'll multiply that times 10 and give them a $500 gift certificate. Now this is very exciting to me. I mean, $500, you can get a lot of games, a ton of games there. So, and that can come from any of the shows. I don't know if it will come from our show or Not Just Another board gaming podcast. It doesn't really matter. So any of the winners, but if you win, you're guaranteed to get at least 50, but you might get all the way up to 500. So how do you enter from the Dice Tower Video show here? Well, to do that, you simply have to go to dicetower.com, our main website, and on there will be a link to 2 surveys. One of them's for the audio show, so go listen to information about that one. But if you're coming from here, click on the Dice Tower video survey. It's not a long survey, just a quick survey about, I'm wondering what things you like about the Dice Tower, what you don't like. You don't have to answer all the questions on the survey, but the more you answer, the better it will help. But there's one question you must answer on the survey, and that's what's the secret word. That's so that random people who just walking across the internet who might find the survey don't answer it and win. I want people who actually watch our show to win. And so the secret word for this show is shut the door. SHUTTHEDOOR. Please don't spread that word to other people. Make them watch our show to find out more about it. But go and enter that. It will help us hopefully make the show better, and you have a chance to win a lot of games. Our question this week comes from Kelly, and Kelly wanted to know, they said that when they went to gaming events that sometimes you can get the different games confused in your head. For example, you play Dominion and you draw 5 cards on your turn. You play Thunderstone, you draw 6 cards. There are other games where you might play and you don't know how many cards to draw during those games. And they said that they had taped a card inside a game, like just some quick remembrance of how the game works. For that game, but how do you do it, especially for someone like myself who has played thousands of games? Well, for me personally, one of the things is, and I hope I don't come across as arrogant saying this, but I think that I have a little bit of talent to remember a lot of these rules. But I am very forgetful of many things, and I forget lots of rules anyway, so that doesn't help at all. So whenever I play a game, I always, even though I played the game many, many times, like Ticket to Ride, I'll say, okay, let me just make sure that we're dealing 4 train cards out to each person. And different variants of the same game sometimes can be different. So I can speed read. I can read about 1,200 words a minute, so it's really fast for me to scan the rules and see what the differences are. But I would say that if you're going to a game time and you're bringing some games with you, it's maybe not a bad idea to scan over those rules, unless, of course, you played the game so many times you have everything wrote down. But, you know, I played some games many times. Like I played Dominion probably over 100 times, and every time I play Dominion, I'm like, it's 5 cards, right? And so I quick check the rules, just because you can get things confused. Now, I'm a bit of a hypocrite that I don't do this myself, but I think it's always a good idea to go over the rules before you show up at a gaming event. That way, when if there is any questions, you can help out there. But that is one of the disadvantages to playing tons of different games, is that you will often forget maybe the minor rules or the different things that happen in those games. So just keep reading those rules. And that's it for this week. I don't have much time left. I got to go pack. Make sure again that you follow us at The Dice Tower on Twitter, and that you follow us on Facebook. And I'm just really excited to be able to show you guys all the cool stuff. We have things. If you're there, make sure you come by and tell us, give us a shut the door thing we can stick in our videos, or maybe just talk to us, just come up and say hey. That's always exciting for us to see people. We have a live Dice Tower show there. There's all kinds of cool stuff that's coming up. So anyway, until then, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.
To find out more about all of our podcasts, check out dicetowernetwork.com. To see a listing of our videos, head to dicetower.com. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Cool Stuff Incorporated, where you can buy games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock.
Shut the door.